Okay, this is the HMI run through. Just get you familiar with the features of the HMI. Once it starts, it'll prompt you to check the air pressure to make sure it's between the range of 7 to 87 psi. Once it is, you're sure that it's within this range, you hit OK. It'll start up into manual mode. So as it starts up, it has 3 LEDs, vision, FPGA, and ready. When the camera returns a signal and the maximum frame and acquired frame are equal, the vision LED will light up. The maximum frame is the maximum frame rate that the camera can receive. The acquired frame rate is what it's actually receiving, and the process frame rate just makes sure that the loop's running and it's processing the information it's getting from the camera properly to meet this frame rate requirement. The FPGA will start up. It sends a signal. Once the FPGA is initialized, then it'll communicate through the C-RIO to the HMI, and that will light up this LED. And then when both of these conditions are true, the ready LED will be lit up, and you'll know that it's ready to operate when the ready LED is on. So it starts into manual mode. You have 1 to 32 valve conditions. So this is for testing the valves to make sure they all work. You can run through each simultaneously. It's a toggle switch, so hit it once, it'll stay on. Hit it again to turn it off. Then you have your clean button. This will turn on and off each valve from 1 to 32 in sequence or in series. So it's very quick. It's supposed to clean while the program's running. So we'll switch it into auto mode. So when you switch into auto mode, since there currently is not a pressure switch in, it'll prompt you again to make sure the pressure is within range. You can check it and then hit OK. In auto mode, you have a bunch of parameters that you can set. Noise level sets things for, like, if there's a lighter belt, if the belt is getting dirty, if there's scratches, then you can bring up the noise level to only process a certain color above that threshold. You have camera mode, so it starts into whatever you save the parameters as. Right now it's a non-aluminum. So I tried to change it. You can see that it's saying that I have to log in to change the parameters. Hit OK, the login is up in this corner. Hit the button. It'll prompt you for a password. Put in the password. And you'll stay logged in until you hit the log out button. So when you are logged in, there's an option to change the password. You just hit the button, put in numbers, hit accept, and it will change it for you. And that will be the password you use the next time you start up the machine or hit the login button. You have to be logged in to change the noise level, camera mode, aluminum threshold, clean on time, any of the thresholds really, and delay, on time, and cleaning frequency. You have to be logged in. So in each mode, non-aluminum, say, go to green, it'll show the green threshold. So only the threshold being used in that mode will be shown, and you can change it. Say we want to change it to 0.7, accept it. It'll change as it's running, but to keep those changes through a restart, you have to hit the save button, and it'll save all the parameters, which will then be initialized and set on the next startup. Clean on time is when you hit the clean button, how long each valve will stay on. So it's in milliseconds. So as you can hear, 10 milliseconds is a little bit longer. You might want to set it less, say 5 milliseconds, so it'll go through the sequence faster. So you'll want less disturbance as the machine is running with a lower cleaning on time. The delay cam is the time between the camera senses a part and the time the nozzle turns on. So the distance between the camera and the nozzles is what you'll be changing for the delay cam. The on time is how long the nozzle, once it detects a part, and the nozzle turns on to eject that part, how long the nozzles will stay on for until they shut off again to ensure the part's ejected. Once you change either of these, since these two parameters, since it's going through the FPGA, you have to update it, but only for the timing parameters. The clean frequency is the last thing. It's in minutes, so how often you want it to clean. Right now it's set to 60 minutes. Say you want to go to 1 minute, so it'll clean every 1 minute continuously as the program's running. Only in auto mode though.
And you can't put it in zero.
And if you try to put it in zero, it would go into a continuous loop. So if you try to, there's conditions set up so that it'll default to 1. Same goes with cleaning on time. And to log out, hit the log out button. It'll lock all these parameters so someone can't come by and change it without logging back in.
One question, Matt. If you try to save the parameters when you're not logged in, can you do that?
Yes.
You can save the parameters,
You
right?
can save the parameters because you won't, if you're not logged in, you won't be able to change it anyway. It'll save what's...
Oh, whatever it was already there.
Yeah.
And then you can actually save it on a USB, right?
Yeah. See, it's been 1 minute since we changed the cleaning frequency. To save it onto a USB, you put your USB or flash drive into the USB port in the back here. Then there's an option here for choosing a folder where you want the parameters saved to. Your USB will show up under computer there. You choose it, choose select folder, and then save it. It saves both internally in the memory of the HMI and to this location. So if you were to worried about saving it to a flash drive, then removing the flash drive, the parameters would still be saved in the HMI.
Okay, thank you very much, Matt.